Hello, my name is Robert Hatcher. I'm the founder of Soundcollide, and I'm gonna tell you how we're gonna change the way the world creates music. Okay, I think I got it now. So let me tell you my story. $9,000 spent, 100 hours on the road, working for 18 months with 8 different artists, and 2 missed opportunities working with Grammy Award-winning producers. This is what it cost me and my team to not produce our first album. This right here is the roadway to death for music artists. This is the process what it takes to create music. First, you have to find somebody, but you don't want to find anybody. You want to find somebody who fits your particular style. That could take weeks or months. But then after you find that person, you have to go record. But when does my schedule align with your schedule, align with where you stay, the logistics is problematic. So we interviewed 300 music artists and asked, how do you solve that problem? They told us they send emails back and forth. But that's problematic because you can't actually get the real-time collaboration to create the music. And they told us their projects were delayed by 6 months. Not to mention it's $250 an hour to record with. But once you finish that, now you have to find somebody else to do your post-production and distribution. These are the pain points we're looking to eliminate: the time, distance, and travel costs associated with recording, discovering, and production in this fragmented process. Our solution is an online recording studio that allows music artists to record from 2 different locations at the same time. And from that, we'll allow artists to discover each other and use that as leverage for a marketplace. So for those who don't know, when we talk about marketplace, you have musicians who look for music producers and to help create their song, which they pay music producers for. Then you have rappers and singers who look for music producers to buy their beats so they can create a song. This is what we'll facilitate on our platform. And we'll offer our own post-production service to streamline this whole process. But as of today, we're starting with our online recording studio. Here, take a look. But basically, as you see, these are 2 users recording from 2 different locations, but they're both in the same session. You see one gentleman is from East Point while the other is in Stockbridge. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is what makes us unique, but this right here is what's going to make us a game changer. The data from our platform centered around music creation, which nobody else has, nor is no other platform collecting. From that data, we could analyze and turn millions of unstructured data points to analyze every artist and understand and give them a music fingerprint. From that, we can help other artists discover each other based on their fingerprint. And by collecting data today, we facilitate the future of music production for tomorrow to allow artists to go from creating an idea to putting an album on iTunes at 20 times the rate that they currently do today. But who actually cares about this? I went to the second biggest music festival and conference last year called the A3C. In 2 days, I had 300 people sign up. This is a breakdown of the demographic of everybody who was interested. This idea was so powerful, we had a 75% conversion rate of every prospect that we talked to. And just last week, we entered an agreement with Georgia State School of Music where they agreed to be our beta testers this summer. In exchange, we'll give them a discount rate when we're ready to go to market. And we're in the same conversation with Georgia Tech and Sound Audio Engineering School. So we know we have a huge opportunity in front of us, a $45 billion opportunity, which I know you're probably thinking, hold on. So we're actually targeting the $5.4 billion audio recording industry, or recording industry. Now, according to makemusic.com, on their website, they have 60 million users registered on their website. If we can get just 8% of those users in the next 5 years, we can capture 10% of the market. Our go-to-market strategy will happen in 3 phases and is based on our technical release. Phase 1, the online recording, where we leverage our relationship with the university. Here we're practicing our prototype. Phase 2 is the marketplace, where we will hit online and offline communities where we already have an established relationship with. And phase 3 is the post-production and AI components, where we'll target LA, New York, and et cetera, and do speaking engagements to promote our product. Now, in each phase, we're charging $10 an hour to record. We'll make 10% from all transactions on our marketplace, and we'll charge $200 a song for the post-production. As you see in our revenue model, it also reflects our product life cycle. We want to make this as sticky as possible. A breakdown in our calculations, we know on average music students record 12 hours a month. We're going to give them 6 months free to get them hooked and charge them $10 for the other 6 months. And we believe that we will have 33% returning paying customers monthly. A deeper look into our financial projections, you can see that our operation costs are low, which will make us cash flow positive in year one. Our biggest cost from the operation standpoint is going to be salary and marketing. Now, in year one, we're only using 5% of our revenue to cover the marketing. Year two and year three, we're using 10%. The big jump in operations will be purchasing the right development talent to help us build our product. Now, as far as how we stack against our competitors, Soundtrap is our biggest direct competitor. They have a beautiful online studio. They're a startup in Sweden, but they don't actually let artists collaborate, which is the whole point of creating music. Now, our biggest indirect competitor is Pro Tools. They're powered by Avid Technology, which is a public traded company here in the US. Now, they have a phenomenal recording software that actually allows you to collaborate. This is the stuff that Beyonce uses, but it's going to cost you $600. And the person that you want to record with, it's going to cost them $600 as well. And the average recording software on the market that's really good is $200, which is why a lot of people don't have them. Now, we have a phenomenal team. We have 20 years experience in the music industry. Besides 3 of us, we're all pursuing our masters in business, data analytics, and instructional design and technology. Myself, my background before I got into the MBA program was industrial organizational psychology, where specifically I was doing research studying teams, communications, and multi-team systems. Our CTO, Paul Park, he teaches web development at Creative Circus. He's a serial entrepreneur who has had a successful exit with his last company, VenSnap. Let me tell you why this is so important. This gentleman right here, his name is Chance the Rapper. He's the first artist, independent artist, to win 2 Grammys with a streaming-only album. He represents a huge growing trend of artists becoming independent. The reason why they're becoming independent is because major music labels have lost $9 billion in the past decade due to streaming service. See, technology has disrupted distribution, but it hasn't disrupted music creation until now. And with our data, we'll be the ones to make sure that that happens. Now, we are very confident we can capture 10% of the market, but we need money and we need your help. Our ask is for the $10,000. $7,000 will go towards the UI UX design. $3,000 will go towards lawyer fees to help us draft the right business contracts, which is becoming time sensitive as we're starting to deal with these universities. And we also value your time. The only reason why we're here is because we've had phenomenal teachers and advisors. We would love to talk to you afterwards to see how we could possibly be better at executing and if there's a potential partnership with our company and your company. Again, my name is Robert Hatcher. Thank you for your time. We're changing the way the world creates music, and you should come and join us. Thank you.
Great recovery on the
technical.
Yeah, no, I've done that many times. So,
Yeah.
I think I think you got a great opportunity. I think the key is speed to market, et cetera. What's from a competitive standpoint? You said with the people you've gone out and interviewed and things like that, the feedback's been pretty good.
Yes, sir. We've it's basically been selling itself. The biggest problem that I had really was just finding the right development team. Like I said, Georgia State, Georgia Tech, Sound Audio Engineering. We have the largest student-run organization as far as music students on campus who wants to work with us. Only thing really now is just coming out with the prototype.
So at this point, you have not done a beta. There's no prototype yet where you've actually can do this remote. I mean,
yes, sir. We're actually in the process of that now. The partnership with Georgia State, they agreed to use their summer classes to allow us to beta test our product to kind of get the bugs out the way. And then we're looking to come to market once we're confident that we actually got the full functional product.
Cool. I was wondering, have you thought through the labor component of post-production, hiring people? How much labor, you're going to charge $200, I think was the number.
Yes, sir. So what's very fascinating in the music technology space is that there's all these artificial intelligence components that actually are starting to do mixing and mastering by themselves. And we know with our data, we can feed those AI algorithms and really train them, make them become well equipped. IBM Watson is coming out with an API called Watson Beats that's doing something similar, which is amazing for us because literally 3 hours ago we got accepted to another pitch competition that's sponsored by Watson. We'll get $100,000 credits to use IBM Watson's AI.
So, but is there labor, or is it all computer generated?
Computer generated.
Okay. So the cost will be low to do it.
Yes, sir.
I'm interested in hearing more about the fingerprinting in terms of helping artists match up with the different styles and come together with a group that gets the sound that they want to create.
Absolutely. So we have a similar algorithm, but Watson has one that's a lot better called Watson Beats. It's based on music theory, and what it does is it breaks down a song based on structure, time, tempo, sound, instrument, etc. And what it does is it recognizes what instruments you use constantly. So as a producer, one of my favorite producers, like Pharrell, for example, or whoever produced Michael Jackson, Quincy, they have a similar style, that they use. They have similar chords that they use. Producers, everybody has a certain type of cadence. So this actually analyzes the behavior of that artist.
From a technical perspective, how difficult is it going to be? I mean, you use the expensive Cisco systems for teleconferencing, and they're perfect. But then you get on Skype, and it's glitchy and delayed and all of that. And so when you're trying to get people together simultaneously, how dependent is that on the tech of your thing, and then also just bandwidth at the user site? What equipment do they need? All of that. Right.
So to avoid the latency problem, artists won't be able to record simultaneously. It'll be on a track-by-track basis. Yep. So if somebody's recording on top of another track, then that person waits his turn, and the other person records on top of that.
The revenue projections. How did you validate the revenue projections?
So it's based on with this agreement with Georgia State. The School of Music alone is around 12,000 students. With Georgia Tech and with SAE, we know it's probably going to be triple that. So we believe in January we'll have 15,000 users, and we'll grow with 5,000 users per month. So what we're going to do is give them a discounted rate to figure out how many users or how many hours they record a session, and then we're going to give them half off and then charge them for that. If they weren't like our regular university discount, there was regular students, we know that, like I said, on average, students record 12 hours out the month. We're going to charge them for 6 hours for the rest of the 6. We're going to give them 6 free, charge them for the other 6 hours. And that's how we kind of get our revenue projections. It's based on charging half of the price of their average hours. And then we believe that 33%, a third of our customers will be returning paying customers.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.